What's up? So today we're talking Q4, not just speculation like a lot of what's out there, but I've been through a few of them, so I'm gonna tell you my experience. So yeah, Q4. So my general thesis of Q4 is that it's way crazier than people even think. So a lot of people out there will say, oh, expect 2x, maybe even 3x, or, you know, order like 50% more inventory than you're normally expecting. So like, you know, just half more. And my experience is that is completely off. And Q4 is huge. I mean, it's like you could base your entire business off of Q4 and have a very successful business. I genuinely believe that. I wouldn't suggest that because you are going to have your inventory tied up and it's just hard to cash flow that situation. But once you're built up, seriously, Q4 itself is so big. First, let me just say, if you don't know what I'm talking about with Q4, I kind of have an assumption that most of you are already consuming a lot of information around the space. So Q4 basically means quarter four, literally means October, November, December. When we're talking about Q4, we're really just talking about the end of that because nothing really happens in October. It sort of starts to pick up in the middle of November, right before, well, then the real explosion is Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and then that just kills through like December 21st, basically, last minute orders for Christmas. You can sell a shitload on Cyber Monday alone. Like literally last year, and I'll pull up some of these numbers to show you how my end of the year went last year, say compared to July, August, things like that, so that you can see how in my market at least it's a huge increase, like massive, probably 5x plus. I would say from experience, not every product shoots up. It completely depends on the product. Some products will 20x and some products will do nothing. You just have to use some amount of common sense to understand, is your product giftable? Is it super giftable? Like, is it only a gift? Then it's gonna be massively increased. Or is it like something that people buy all the time, but like it makes sense as a gift? That is gonna have a serious increase. Or is it just something that's purely utility, you buy it because you need it? That's probably not gonna have an increase. The thing about Q4 is that there's two pieces to why Q4 is such a massive explosion. One is that just way more traffic is on Amazon looking for stuff to buy. People are looking for gifts. People, you know how it is in any, whether you're talking Amazon or not, everyone's shopping, they're looking. The second piece of that puzzle is and it ties in, is that those people have such an intent to buy at that time because they're on there looking for a gift to buy immediately. So conversion rates, which means out of how many people visit your page, how many of those actually purchase the product, conversion rates just go through the roof in Q4, like insane. Maybe a product that was normally 10% goes up to 50%. Seriously, it's insane. So there's all this traffic and people are just ready to buy stuff. And if you have giftable stuff, your sales are gonna explode. Again though, it's only gonna amplify what you already have. So for those of you just starting out, might not be that much. It really, like, the more established you are, the more traffic you already have, right? Therefore, the more heightened traffic on Amazon in general means you're just gonna get that much more. So if you're going from 10 people a day on your listing to 50 people a day on your listing, okay. But if you already have 500 people on your listing and you see what I mean? Like, so it's exponential, right? And then you add in the conversion rate to that and it just explodes. The best place you can be is to already be established in Q4, right? It's a little late for that this year, but I'm hoping that the people that I'm talking to on my channel are thinking a little more long-term than how do I make money next week? You should be thinking about next Q4. How can you expand your product line from now until next Q4 such that you're established and you have this market and you're ready with inventory for this explosion that is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas shopping? And yeah, so if you're watching this in late August, early September, and you're thinking, wow, Q4 sounds amazing, I need to get in. Yes and no. The sad part is it really kind of, I mean, I placed my Q4 orders in like June, July, seriously. It depends on your product, how long it takes to manufacture, how long it takes to ship, if you're going sea or air. For me, most of my products take a long time to manufacture and they go by sea, which means I'm dealing with like 90 plus days to get a product to me, and then it has to get into Amazon. And if you're starting a new product from zero, like I was saying, is it only amplifies what you already have. So if you're starting at zero traffic, it's hard. The best place you want to be is to be established by Q4. So it's a little late. You know, maybe if you're already in the process, you're gonna have a spike for sure, but it's just, you know, you're not gonna make 100K when you're making zero or whatever. Once you do have a product line, I think it is seriously possible to expand with intention just for Q4. That's how big it is. You could seriously have a line of gift products, do 100K in December, and nothing else happens the rest of the year. Completely possible. There are products that do almost nothing all year, and then they're selling 100 a day for a month. So do the math on what you would need to actually have that be a viable income. I'm for sure gonna, over time, get into all the details of, you know, product research, how to track products. I'm gonna do these like tactical videos. One resource for right now is camel.com. So you can put in the ASIN of a product, which is a string of numbers and letters that identifies that product. You can pull that from the product page and put it into camel and see the sales rank history. So hopefully you already understand BSR, bestseller rank, but with camel, you can see the sales rank history. So anytime you stumble on these products that you're looking at, look at camel, see if it was available last Christmas season and see how much it increased. So say you had a product that normally in kitchen was like 20,000 rank or something like that, and that's not that good. But maybe in Christmas it shot up to 1,000 for the whole month, which is a lot because it's even more than you think, because 1,000 BSR in Christmas is way different than 1,000 BSR in August because there's heightened traffic and sales overall. So I'm just throwing out numbers, but let's say 3,000 in kitchen is usually, let's say 20-ish a day, something like that. Well, that might be 80 or 90 a day at the same rank in Christmas just because of that heightened traffic and sales overall. So keep that in mind when you're looking. So use camel to look at that sales history, and keep that in mind as you're looking, is that it means it's selling even more in those months. So if you see a huge spike in BSR, that means it's not only increasing because of the season, but it's increased even more just because that BSR means even more at that time. So that's how big the opportunity is during Q4. All right, so let's hop into my own sales numbers because that's what a lot of you like to see. For the 1% of you that still doesn't really believe my sales and the numbers that I post, I don't really know what else to tell you. I mean, luckily, like, so many of you are just awesome and get that I'm just out here sharing it, but there's like a small number of people that no matter what, it's like, I think it's just because they have a small mindset. They just think it's not possible, or they just can't get their head around the reality of building something substantial and then just talking about it. I don't know. It's weird to me, but I'm only talking to like a very, very, very small fraction. All of you are awesome, but to the other ones, I don't know. If you don't believe it, whatever. Okay, so here we are in my sales dashboard with it sorted to custom dates, January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016. So on this graph here, this is showing ordered product sales. So that's the number of dollars per day. And this is just the days, right? So as you can see, like the graph is literally all squished because of how freaking crazy it gets at this time of year. That's why this is all like smashed just into this tiny little thing because of these huge spikes. That spike right there is Cyber Monday. So just under $64,000 in sales on that one day. And right there is Black Friday, 38,000. So yeah, real quick, like I said in my last video, it really wasn't until 2016 that things started to take off for me. So the beginning of the year, it was pretty bad. Like you can see, I dropped after Christmas after the previous Christmas, I dropped back to like 500 a day. I was out of stock, 200 a day right here. I was out of stock on a lot of stuff. It was rough. But then things started to really grow for me this year. Like you can see, I'm back up to 1,000 in February, getting up into the 2,000s in March, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, 4,000. You know, it's just in this like 2-3 range kind of for the bulk of the year at this point. 2-3-3-3, which was awesome. Dipped a little in this range. That's just historically, I guess, with my categories, this time of year is not great. Like I'm gonna do less this month than I did last month, but I'm not too worried because I just know that Q4 is gonna blow up and then I'm gonna go right into next year. So I'm not really sweating it too much, even though, yeah, I would say August, September, December, at least in my category, it's just the worst time of the year. I don't know. People are on vacation, they're busy, everything just goes down. Traffic goes down a bit, conversion goes down a bit. So you just gotta sort of know that. But yeah, so as you can see, I was doing like in the 2,000s, right? In like, this is October, around 2,000, 3,000, whatever. So then let me show you how it increased. So a few days before, I started doing more like 4,000 and then 3,000. And this is already end of November. So Q4, it's quick. You know, it's really like a month we're talking about, like November 21st to December 21st, roughly. So then you can see, yeah, 63 and 38 for those days. And then after that, it just starts going 7, 8, 11, 7, 9, 10, 12, 12, 12, 18, 18, 18, 17, 22, every day, 25, 21, 15, 7, then it starts going back down. So like this chunk, I mean, so you can see I was going from 3 to like this chunk of like 12 to 25 on just regular days in Q4. And let me also show the breakdown of per month. So this year is the blue line, which is not finished yet. August is down here because it's not finished yet. Right now it's the 24th, so it'll, you know, hopefully get up to like this range or so. Here's last month, 174,000. You can see my big growth throughout the months last year, 25,000 to, or sorry, 17,000 to 25, 60, 44, 62, 72. So I was growing. Some dips, not a ton of dips because I was adding a lot of new products and getting back in stock and stuff. But then October was a dip, 75. So 75,000 in October to 200,000 in November to 368,000 in December. Let me do that again. 75, 200, 368. So yeah, those are my actual numbers for what really happens in my experience in Q4. There's a lot of info out there. People haven't really been through it. So I just hope this is helpful to see what I've actually experienced with Q4, right? Like it's one thing for people to say, oh, I think it's gonna be 2x or whatever, but like I've been through it and I should have even gone back the year before, but the year before was the same but on a smaller scale. The point is Q4 is crazy. So if you're smart, you can really take advantage of that. Quick little unrelated tip about credit cards. I've mentioned before you should put your PPC and ad spend and whatever else you can on a credit card because you can take advantage of all the rewards. So this is from my Capital One Spark Cash. This is just for like, I don't know, a couple weeks or whatever. This card gets 2% on everything. So this is just like easy spending money. So people are asking like, what's the best card? It is the Capital One Spark Cash, in my opinion, 2%. There's two versions. One is free and one is $59 per year, but the $59 per year you get 2% instead of 1.5%. And if you're spending a lot, do it.
All right, so I have to get some work done in the main business, so I'm gonna do that. I have to finalize some designs for a few new product variations, get some freight forwarders sent some payments, stuff like that. Not much, but that's what I'm doing.
All right, I hope that was helpful to see Q4 from the perspective of a seller who's been through a few seasons. If you like this, definitely subscribe. Ask me questions about Amazon, whatever. Give me your video ideas. And one other thing, I really want to get to the point where I can do live Q&A. I think that would be super fun. So let me know if you think I would be able to do that yet. Like, let me know if you would go here on YouTube and on Instagram. I want to be able to do both over time. So let me know what you think about that.